Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar were grappling with the idea that President Biden could be kind to Trump at the White House today. I call this the red pilling of America. The red pilling of America has begun. So we're gonna get into what that means. But first, I just wanted to ask you to, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, comment. Any engagement really helps others to see it, and the shadow ban is real, guys. Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar were grappling with the idea that President Biden could be kind to Trump, as well as Karine Jean-Pierre being pretty gracious, although she said, everything that they had said in the campaign still stands. And then another person who was confused is Charlemagne the God. Man, that guy. Whew. He seems to be this central figure throughout the last few years. Remember, he was the one that Biden was speaking to in the 2020 campaign, mere weeks, maybe a week or two before George Floyd's death. But that's when Biden said, if you're having trouble deciding who to vote for, me or Trump, then you ain't black. Charlemagne was very confused and almost like, well, he was really kind of figuring it out. But that's what I've always thought about him. And then he just goes right back to, saying that Trump is a racist. He would prefer that they would just keep saying that he's a raging racist. Okay, so, but then what happened, I saw before my eyes, Whoopi and Joy trying to justify it. And they were saying, basically that it was kind of like an act of diplomacy. They said, well, what's he gonna do? Like, yell at him or stand up and, hold a protest sign? They didn't say that, but they were trying to justify it, and they're like, well, Biden knows what to do. He's a statesman. Seriously. It's like domestic diplomacy. But I happen to know that there's nothing else to do. If we've learned anything, it's that there's a major, major three-ring circus going on. So it's like, we don't really want to show our true feelings. I think that they realized it didn't work. And then apparently AOC has taken her pronouns off her bio. I heard Megyn Kelly reported that. Some people say, some people say that maybe AOC feels like, the people have spoken and they're really tired of extreme sort of woke ideology, right? Maybe that's why. But my first guess was that she's trying to make it seem like she's afraid of the regime, And if people see that she did that, they're going to assume that there's a reason to be kind of self-censoring, But I say, if it's true that she feels like the people have sent her a message, then she doesn't really have the courage of her convictions, which, trust me, I don't want her to keep being deluded, but it's like, if you really, really believed all that stuff that you were saying, then it seems like you wouldn't edit yourself, right? It's that important, right? Kids are killing themselves everywhere, which is not true. And in fact, a recent study came out showing more people commit suicide after transition. But I have to look at the study design because you need to absolutely compare apples to apples. And there's a lot of different directions you could take something like that. But at the same time, it's pretty obvious there's a lot of detransitioners, and a lot, like a flood. And they're all realizing that they weren't told, for instance, that, it's going to be much harder to find any kind of sexual partner for various reasons. And the worst reason of all is that their bottom surgeries are just, they create problems. There's no tubes connected to anything. In fact, a vaginoplasty is a dead end that they have to keep dilating. And it's pretty obvious that how new the technology is. So just look up detransitioning or like bottom surgery or something, and you'll see that there are so many disappointed young people. It's not that all they care about is sex at all, but they just wanted to feel more comfortable in their own skin. But instead, they're in a lot of pain, diseased skin and dead skin, or it just has no feeling at all. If AOC really believed in this idea of their pronouns being so important, it would seem like she would want to be a leader. So really, they just are so good at pandering. And then as far as Whoopi and Joy, I mean, what's funny about it is they've been criticizing Donald Trump since before the 2016 election for, quote, cozying up to dictators, right? Oh, you shouldn't cozy up to them. You shouldn't say anything. What do they know about diplomacy? If he says something fairly kind about Putin, really, maybe they should just leave it to Trump. That's what they're saying about Biden. Oh, Biden is a statesman. Because we know. We just know. Again, belief is not fact. I call this the red pilling of America. The red pilling of America has begun. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and also check out the merchandise. There's a link in the description right here. I got some really, really cool items, so check them out. See you soon.